Hey, welcome back to another fun, jam-packed program with the hostess with the mostest, Denzel. I am the program specialist, Girl Scouts Suffolk County. Today what we got is our Scribe program. So basically we're going to do some short writings, just focus on some little things that help improve your writing. So we're going to create 2 haikus today, we're going to create a poem today, and we're going to create a short story today. I will also do this with you, and I will share my pieces at the end. So let's get into why we want to do this. At a time like this, when we're stuck in the house, writing can be very expressive. For some people out there, it's a good form of releasing, and it's a good outlet. Especially if you're cooped up and your siblings and your parents are annoying you. This may be the perfect thing that you need. Maybe in a journal, or maybe if you want to write to share, this could be something that you can use as well. So we're going to start with the haiku. Now the haiku has a very unique pattern. It's only 3 lines, usually oriented around a single topic, maybe nature or whatever have you. All 3 of those lines correlate. So what usually happens is the first line is, they break it up in syllables. So the first one will be 5 syllables, the next will be 7 syllables, and then the third and the final line will be 5 syllables. So 5, 7, 5. So we're gonna write 2 of them today. They're really quick, but I think the hardest part of them is looking at make sure the words fit into the syllable lines. So you have to go back to your elementary days when you're like sounding things out. So that's what we're going to try to first. We're going to take some time now and create 2 different haikus, and then we'll share. All right, so let's take the time, but let's do it, and then we'll come back and we'll share what we got. All right, so we're back. So first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to write my own haiku right here. I'm gonna start off with the first line, which is 5 syllables here. Like I said before, you want to make sure that you're sounding them out, the ta-ta, ti-ti-ta rest. You want to make sure that you got that, so you're able to properly fit the words into the syllable and whatever lines they're supposed to be. All right, so I'm gonna welcome you into my creative process. This is a very sacred space that we have, so you're very near and dear to me if you're in this creative space with me. All right, so let's think about the first line here. Everything is ruined now. Everything is ruined now. Or is it everything is ruined now? That sounds like 5, right? I think we can do that. Nature, okay, is right out my window. Nature is right outside my window. Nature is right out my window. Uh-oh. We gotta do some scripting here. Maybe we took the right out. Nature is out my window. That works. All right, cool. Final line. We're gonna go back to, we did our 5, we did our 7. Now let's go back to our 5. Life. Quarantine is life. So that's 5. So that's that. We're all done here. So let's read it together. Ready? Let me read in my perfect haiku voice. Everything is ruined now. Nature is right out the window. Quarantine is life. Peace, 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 peace. All right, so you guys take your time, write your own. I'm gonna come up with another one, and I'll share that with you in a couple seconds. All right, I think I got it together. This one came together pretty easy. So the first one, they're both kind of oriented around what's going on right now. It's quarantine life, it's Corona stuff. I try not to be too dark. So you read the first one. I don't know what the first one is. The first haiku is going to be named. I guess we'll call it quarantine life. So that's the first one you read. This one, I like to call this the digital age. I like that. I like that a lot. Okay, so ready? Here we go. The first line is 5. Just Xbox and TikTok. How digital the world is. How about we just go read? Peace, 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 peace. So yeah, so that one speaks to what's going on right now. Schools are closed. Kids are, they have a lot of time in their hands. Some of them, I see a lot of TikToks. I wish I knew before, I would have invested in TikTok and I probably would have been a billionaire by now. But where's the actual things where people are appreciating nature and reading and doing a lot of self-learning and self-reflecting, rather than being distracted by these screens. So that spoke to me, and I thought that was necessary. Even though you're watching me on the screen right now, this is something that is, it's learning for yourself. So that's important. So those are my 2 haikus. Now I'm going to write a poem. This is like I said, very sacred to me, because I usually don't write on the spot. I usually have to be more influenced and by something else or motivated to do something and then write. So I never just sit down and be like, all right, time to write a poem. But for you guys, I'll do it. So we're gonna write a poem together, and then we'll come back and we'll write a short story, and then I'll read them all to you at the end, so that way if you missed it, you can come back and we'll get the whole culmination of what we're doing for our Scribe program. Oh, sorry. So basically, now that we're back, we're gonna write the poem together. My poem's a little bit on the shorter side, but with the poems, it's very important and imperative that you focus on message, content. You want to focus on some of your rhyme schemes if you want it to rhyme. And sometimes you do, every other line, like A B rhyme schemes, where the first line will be A, and then the second line will be B, and then the third line will rhyme with the first line, which would be A, and then the fourth line would rhyme with B, which would be the second line. So that's another thing that writers tend to do. Definitely, wordplay and alliteration and using things that sound similar, puns, all that stuff is very important in it, and it kind of helps deliver a better message in terms of creating a poem. So I got one for you right here. I don't know. I usually, what I like to do is I like to come up with the title at the end of it. I like to read it over a couple times and then think, what is the overall theme, and then title it. Some people title it first and then build their whole poem based off the title they create. So I kind of work backwards in that sense. Sometimes I don't even title it. I just leave it as the first line is the title. So it's untitled right now. Maybe we'll figure something out later on. So let's read it. All right. So from my windowsill, I see trees swing in the wind. Will there ever be an end? Been binging so much Netflix, it should be a sin. 45 is telling us fake news about the numbers. Sometimes I think, what is my wonder? Ideas spread in my head faster than the virus. Making movies with my closed eyelids. Dramatic, maybe. But others' perception never phases me. In a world of lockdown, I meditate just to be free. Shout out to all the healthcare workers. And whatever will be, will be. Peace, 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 peace. Yeah, so that's my short little piece. I just wanted to, make sure I captured everything that's going on in the world right now, and so you guys can have something longer. I want it to be short, sweet, get to the point, and that way you know what I'm writing about, and it has an overall theme. So like I said, when you're making your poems, definitely want to make sure your message and your content is concise and it all flows together. Use some writing tricks like similes, metaphors, puns, alliteration, things like that. You can focus on your wordplay and schemes and stuff like that. And definitely your rhyme schemes, you want to use that, the A-B pattern. So I hope you guys writing a good stuff. And when you're done, please go to Instagram or Facebook at Girl Scouts_SC, because we want to hear and read your pieces. So please share that with us. All right, so I know you guys just heard my poem, and I just wanted to reiterate some things for you guys. I mean, this is what I chose to write about, so you don't have to write about necessarily what's going on right now. I just figured it would help me in my coping process to write about what's going on right now, because some people have different anxieties about certain things, so I was able to channel that and get all my anxious feelings and my emotions into the page. But something that you guys might want to write about, maybe what was your favorite thing to do before you were quarantined? What do you miss doing? Do you miss your friends? You could talk about nature. I know springtime's coming, maybe summertime's coming. You can write about stuff like that. And it's also very important to, poetry's not about just sadness, it's about whatever you're feeling. So maybe it's happy, it could be anything you're feeling that sometimes you need to share, or something you need to get out, so you're not holding on to it, because we don't want to harbor these kind of feelings. Sometimes we need to get them out and get them onto pen and paper, which is pretty cost efficient, because all you need is a pen and a pad. All right, and so we're back. So now we're gonna write a little bit of our short story. Like I said before, you can write about anything, but the short story kind of make it so there is a beginning, an end, and a middle. I wanted some kind of climax. You want a protagonist, of course, and you want to write about something that it's a journey. You're going along with someone, or you can see the changes in the story. So that's very important to capture in the short piece. I think I've completed my short piece, so let me just see where it is here. Not sure, like again with my poem, not sure what to really call it, but it's a tale of a hero, so it's cool. All right, so let's see if you guys are ready. Among the darkest time, a hero was born in the shadows. A daring young hero whose mission was to save the light. Through his voyage, he encountered Luna, a warrior princess. Our hero's name, you ask? Well, it's Hero. Very generic for a young legend in training, I know. Princess Luna and Hero set out to the moon base to rescue the sun from the evil grasp of the Moon King. Just as they arrive at the base, the Moon King released his whole army. Faced with danger, Hero flashes back to his rigorous training. He summons the Light Guardian, a celestial warrior powered by the warmth of a pure heart. With the power of the Light Guardian, Hero and Luna were able to overthrow the evil Moon King. With sunlight restored, wildlife and vegetation was able to flourish. Flowers bloomed, bees buzzed, and mankind was saved as they were hugged by the sun's warmth. Princess Luna now became the queen of her homeworld and promoted Hero to the Light Army's commander. Peace ensued as they continued to live in the light. The end. Peace. All right, so that was my piece. That's just something that I whipped up really quick for you guys. I'm not nowhere near a storyteller, although in some of my writing, I like to tell stories because I think that's just the best way for us to capture someone's writing style and the emotions that they are harboring. It's easy to kind of see depending on where the story goes, how the author felt. So like I said before, please share your pieces with us. We want to hear them. We would love to hear them. Once more, I'll go back and read my haikus and my poems just so you guys can see all my pieces and art all together. So you heard my short story, which doesn't have a name for it yet. And let me just read my my poems and my haikus and my poem one more time. All right, so this is my first haiku, Quarantine Life, which we now titled, Everything is Ruined Now. Nature is outside my window. Quarantine is life. Here's my second one, Digital Age. Just Xbox and TikTok. How digital the world is. How about we just read? Now for my poem, which still doesn't have a title yet. From my windowsill, I see trees swing in the wind. Will there ever be an end? Been binging so much Netflix, it should be a sin. 45 is telling us fake news about the numbers. Sometimes I wonder. Sometimes I think about what his mind wonders. Sorry. Ideas in my head spread faster than the virus. Making movies with my closed eyelids. Dramatic maybe, but others' perception on me never phases me. In a world of lockdown, I meditate just to be free. Shout out to all the healthcare workers. Whatever be, will be. And that's a perfect way to end it. Thank you, girls, for paying attention and giving me the time of day. I want to say Happy Easter to everyone. This time right now is very important to spend time with your loved ones and let people know that you love them and you miss them even though they're far away. Maybe this could be another thing. Maybe you want to write a short poem or a short haiku or a short story to someone that you love and miss. Mail it to them, maybe one of your leaders. This would be something that's beautiful for them, that especially because they can't see you. And, this might be something different because you could easily FaceTime and tell them this, but this is great because you're actually putting it into a form of art and then sending it to them. So they might have a higher appreciation for this. So on behalf of Denzel and the Programs Department of Girl Scouts of County, please share all your art and your work on Instagram and Facebook at Girl Scouts_SC. We'd love to read them yet again, and we'll be back for another program. So stay tuned for my next one. And like I said, just enjoy life right now and your loved ones. Thank you.